Pode começar as perguntas.
Da sua vinda aqui ao Brasil, o que mais você gostou que você vai levar daqui para fora?
The show.
Show.
You guys, excited?
Yeah. Like here.
De todas as músicas da carreira solo, qual a predileta dela? Que ela gravou até agora, qual a predileta?
I really love Lift Me Up. I'm very happy with the song and I'm very proud of it. But there are a few new ones which nobody heard yet. They're in the progress, which I would say would be my favorites too. But basically I like every single one because every song tells a story, and this story is about me or about somebody close to me. It's always like it's always personal. So I'm glad that I have a chance to sing about what I care.
Lift Me Up é a preferida dela, que também tem algumas outras músicas que não foram ainda ouvidas, mas que ela gosta muito também. E também que são músicas que falam muito, sobre ela mesma, coisas pessoais, etc.
Sim.
Ela gosta.
Obrigada.
Qual foi a sua emoção de ter sido convidada novamente para vir ao Brasil a cantar?
Well, I was very happy because we haven't been here in a long time and I did not perform here as a solo artist yet. So I was like, wow, that's amazing because, you know, we're trying to book shows by ourselves too. We did a fan weekend in Cologne in Europe, but it's always easier to like Spanish from Europe or guitar players from Europe. So Europe was kind of closer, and that's where I go more often. But I don't get a chance very often to come to Latin America in general, and especially to Brazil. And the last time I've been here was 2005 with Julia, and it was just amazing. It was like, whoa, we're coming to Brazil. The flight is actually very long. It's like exhausting. It's like, do I want to kill myself? But yeah, when you come here, I get this love from you guys and this energy. It's like I'm ready to fly like twice more for this.
Ela disse que ela ficou bem feliz com isso, que ela não tem tanta, eles não têm muita frequência para a América Latina, que eles já tentaram muitas vezes fazer shows, até eles fizeram um final de semana em Colônia, na Alemanha, com os fãs, etc. Mas que ela realmente está muito feliz com esse processo, que o voo foi bem longo, mas que com essa alegria que ela sente, ela faria esse voo 2 vezes mais para poder estar aqui.
Entendi.
Exato.
Como vocês receberam...
Como vocês decidiram quais serão as músicas do setlist do show?
How do you guys decide about the songs and settings for the concert?
Did you talk
Well, actually, it's a good question.
Did you talk to Renato? He helped you?
No. Well, we basically, do you want to ask a question?
It's a little harder when we do shows by ourselves because there's not so many songs that we're prepared to do like that. When we play with the band, we could technically play almost 2 hours, and then we could, draw from all these songs that we've been playing over all these years. But like this, we have a small selection of stuff ready, and we just pick the best from that.
Yeah, pick the best from whatever we are able to play on our own, just two of us. When it's the full band, because we're a live band, and there are not so many songs which I can actually play to track, and I don't like to play to track because once you experience how it is to play with a live band, when there's like 4 amazing musicians right behind me, and they give so much energy, and the live sound, and all the instruments are live, so basically we can pull off everything. But when it comes to tracks and to do kind of more of a dancey / DJ set with Sven playing keyboards and stuff, it's really less songs we can do, just technically.
But it was amazing.
Thank you.
A good show. No, we thank you.
Ela falou que é uma boa pergunta, que ela disse assim, basicamente eles escolheram o melhor do que eles acharam que era possível tocar e que assim, sem a banda não dá para fazer tantas músicas, que o live, o ao vivo, ele tem muito mais energia, dá para tocar muito mais coisa do que sem banda, né? Então eles pegaram entre as músicas que eram possíveis de tocar e eles escolheram essas.
Lena.
You forgot your question. A chocolate? Chocolate bars. Nice.
It's right. It's right. Привет, всем хорошо.
Привет, все хорошо. Yeah, it's like hello, is everything alright?
Привет. Antes de mais nada, assim, eu tô muito nervoso.
Don't be.
Não fique nervoso de estar abrindo seu celular e depois você tá de cara com essa pessoa.
Yeah, it's very nice to listen a song of an artist on your phone and then be face to face with this person.
Eu ouvia você quando, eu tava na época da escola. Eu ia pra escola ouvindo T.a.T.U.
I usually go to school listening to T.a.T.U.
Então é um prazer conhecer você.
Thank you.
Então, a minha pergunta é a seguinte: quais são os seus propósitos atualmente? E se você está escrevendo alguma coisa com a Júlia e se vai pular outro CD da T.a.T.U. ou só?
He's asking what's your project right now, and if you are writing some new song with Júlia, and if it's possible to have another CD album with of T.a.T.U.
Well, Julia right now has big problems with her vocal cords, so she basically can barely sing. But she's about to do another surgery, and hopefully she will be alright. And we play some shows together, but basically it's all old stuff, like all our old songs, which people love and people want to hear, obviously. But my project is my solo project, and that's where all my energy, all my strength, all my emotions go right now. It's like I'm concentrated on the solo, even though I can't say that for sure that, oh no, we're not going to do anything in the future. Maybe we will, but we're waiting for Julia's voice to come back, and then maybe we can get into discussion what can we do in the future.
que a Júlia, atualmente, ela está nos problemas horas locais, ela vai passar por uma cirurgia, que ela espera que tudo termine bem. E elas fazem alguns shows juntos, mas que a prioridade dela agora é o projeto solo. Ela coloca todas as emoções, toda a energia dela, toda a força dela. Que ela não pode dizer assim, com certeza que não vai ser, não vou mais gravar um CD, a gente não vai mais gravar um CD da T.a.T.U, pode acontecer, mas que ela não, hoje não é o foco dela.
It will be. It will be.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's always maybe.
Eu queria dizer primeiro que é um prazer estar recebendo ela aqui no Brasil, que ela é muito mais linda pessoalmente do que por foto e vídeos.
Most beautiful person and
Obrigada.
E todo mundo que não quer falar, se ela pode adiantar alguma coisa sobre o lançamento do CD, ou dos CDs, que disseram que seria alguma novidade, que a gente está sabendo de primeira mão talvez. E também se é verdade que ela e a Júlia gravariam uma música inédita. Boatos, tem boatos, então eu queria saber se é verdade também.
yeah, and he is asking if you can say anything about the new CD release, and also he's asking if you and Julia recorded something, new song.
No, we didn't record anything together with Julia, and for my solo CD, we're planning to release it in the early next year, because basically it's ready, all the songs are ready, we have more than enough, and we have some ideas like to make just actual CD and then deluxe version, which will also include different demos and like the other songs which would not be included in the main album. That's what we're planning to do, but there are still some technical things we need to do, like mixing, mastering. You know, it's a long process, and I know it takes way too long right now because I'm working on it for 4 years already. But I was in the process of finding myself and trying to understand what I want to sing about, what kind of music I want to do. And lately, it seems like it all falls into places. So, in the beginning of next year, I hope we will be able to do that, because also we are on our own finances right now, so we're financing our project ourselves. So it's been a little bit more difficult than when you have like a sponsor who is, you know, like sponsoring these things, because it is an album that all songs should be done. It's an artwork. It's a big process, and it's an expensive process. So right now we are kind of at the point of finishing this, and it won't probably, I don't want to release it before the New Year's, because biggest releases are close to the New Year's, and I don't want to get lost in those. So maybe like, yeah, beginning of next year, I think we'll be ready.
Tá simples.
Pode
Ela respondeu que não gravou nada novo com a Júlia, que ela está realmente no projeto solo dela, que ela vai estar lançando um CD no começo do próximo ano. E esse CD ele vai ter uma versão de luxo e uma versão regular. Eles estão agora na questão técnica, no processo técnico. E ela está correndo ainda, tem algumas coisas que tem que ver, porque eles estão financiando o álbum por eles mesmos. Não tem um patrocinador, nada por trás disso. Eles estão fazendo mesmo eles mesmos o álbum. Basicamente foi isso.
Hi, Lena. First of all, thank you so much for everything you've done until now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
I'm glad you like it.
yeah, I love it. Actually, I love it. Lena, I'm thoroughly nervous, more than yesterday. But I would like to know if I can sing something for you. It's
Sure,
something-
go ahead.
I prefer to be here.
No, feel like you're on stage. Come here and do it.
I will put that here because I feel more confident.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Let's support. Yeah. You're an artist now. Come on.
The name of the song is Can't Help Falling in Love with You by Elvis Presley.
Okay.
Don't worry about my voice. Wise men say only fool rush in, for I can help falling in love with you. Now I say, living all things, if I can help falling in love with you, like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can help falling in love with you.
Get that guy to Hollywood now.
Next time I'll ask something. Okay?
That was really good.
Okay.
Love you.
Yeah, you have like very beautiful timbre of voice.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Thank you so much.
Very soft, very like covered, you know, because there are very like harsh voices when it's and then you don't want to hear it. But it's like very velvet.
Actually, I'm almost without voice because I screamed a lot yesterday.
Never ever make any excuses for your voice. If you come and sing, think that you're in a great voice, even though if you're not. You know this. Nobody else knows. You know how many times I would go on stage and I would be like totally fucked up. But then you come on stage and even if you fuck up, just make it look like it should be exactly like that and nothing else. So never ever excuse yourself for like, oh, I don't know, my voice is like not good today. No. Always in the best shape. Always.
Oh, so this is our time now.
That's my advice to you. My turn was yesterday. Oh, not in a good way. I don't know.
Minha pergunta é se você fosse fazer uma canção sobre o show de ontem, qual o nome dela? Qual nome você daria nela?
Create a song for a concert last night. What would be the name of the song?
Energetic love.
Amor energético.
Ontem a gente levou os balões e tudo mais pro show. Pareceu durante o show que ela gostou muito. Eu queria saber se ela ficou surpresa, se ela gostou e o que ela tá achando dos fãs brasileiros.
Last night the fans came with balloons and they asked if you really like it, the surprise, and also what are you thinking about the fans?
Oh, well, this is basically one of my favorite places to play. That's the first thing. Second, the balloons were awesome. It was very unexpected, and it was just like such a great surprise because normally, like, I know when I perform, I need to surprise you. So I am going on stage, I am the performer, I need to make you happy. And for me, it's very, very important and valuable. Something like some things like that, like all those balloons, which just all of a sudden appeared out of nowhere. Believe me, and it's like boom, everything is covered with these balloons, and I was like, wow. So basically, like, you know, I feel like I need to give you all what I have, but when you make something like that, it's like I can never ask for something more, you know. I just like can be happy and grateful for that, and that was a great idea. Actually, I remember I was performing with Tequila in Russia. We were singing "Shot" in Russian, "Я буду рядом" on the big Europa Plus festival. And I just released a song, Lift Me Up, or it was right before the release, or something like that. But people knew that it's going to be Lift Me Up, and so on and so forth. We were working on the video, and then my fan club comes to this performance with the balloons, which were like, you know, flying away. And they would write, "Lift Me Up, Lena Katina, la 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 la," and then these balloons appeared when we were performing, and then they would just let it go into the sky. So lift me up, you know, they flew away. And that was like also such a great surprise for me that I was like, ah, like a baby, you know, like, oh my God. So like pretty much even bigger feeling I had yesterday, because that was unexpected. About those balloons, I saw pictures, like, because, you know, like some people they Instagram it, so I was like, ooh, they're like preparing something. It didn't make it like less exciting, but you know, it was so unexpected yesterday, and I'm so grateful for those guys. Thank you very much. You lift me up.
Bom, ela falou que primeiro, aqui foi definitivamente um dos melhores lugares, que é onde ela se sente bem, se sente realmente amada. Dois, que foi uma surpresa ótima, porque ela como performer, né, como artista, ela tem essa preocupação de fazer os fãs felizes. E nesse momento vocês fizeram ela feliz, e que ela não poderia pedir nada mais de vocês, que isso foi assim uma grande alegria. Aqui na Rússia, logo quando essa música foi lançada, o fã-clube dela levou os balões para lá e eles soltaram durante a apresentação, e isso foi uma surpresa muito boa para ela, não era esperada. Que aqui no Brasil ela chegou a ver as fotos, parece que no Instagram, de que tinha alguma surpresa que ia ser feita.
Foi o contrário. Ela sabia da Rússia e não daqui.
Na Rússia ela sabia. Na Rússia ela sabia que os fãs estavam fazendo a surpresa no Instagram, mas que ela não sabia assim, não deixou menos excitante a surpresa, que mesmo assim continuou sendo muito legal aqui quando soltaram os balões na avenida.
Ela falou que estava com os últimos anos, né? Estava com os últimos anos procurando por quem é você. Então agora que você achou e se encontrou, quem é a Lena agora?
Say that you were spending the last 20 years finding yourself, and she asked if now that you discovered it, who is yourself? Who is Lena?
Lena is who you see in front of you, who you saw yesterday on stage, who was singing different songs, and you know, all your life, every person is developing and discovering something new in themselves. So for me, it was like a huge step to actually come out from the tattoo and start my own thing. It was super scary, and it was a big step, but it was a step forward. That's how I think about it. Because, you know, I feel like I developed as an artist, and I became better. Since then, you know, I realized, you know, when you up there, right, you have this fame, you have all this like uncompromised love everywhere, you become spoiled. and then you are not appreciating this as much. And then when you drop down and you start from the very bottom and climb slowly up, because in T.a.T.U. we didn't have this chance. We basically woke up famous. You know, one day, boom, in 2 weeks, first place, then boom, Europe, America, and then all this world, and then all of a sudden everybody's crazy. Asia, Japan was insane. So, and we were like, what, 15, 16? And it's just like really, it messes up your mind, you know? You become really, you know, like a star disease kind of, a little bit, you know? You don't want like, whatever. Now I'm staying only like 5-star hotels. No, what the fuck? I don't have like a golden toilet. I'm not staying here. I mean, of course I'm exaggerating right now, but I was very happy that I had this chance to experience this drop down and walking every single step to make this happen. And well, I think it's already a big thing that I'm here now and that you guys are here and you're listening to me what I'm telling you. So it means that I'm doing something right, and I definitely appreciate what I have a lot more than back then. Even though it was a bigger thing, it was like the whole world, totally. Now I have like shows, I have like 300, 400, 500 people, but it means to me more than all these 50 and 100,000 of people back then, because I didn't appreciate it that much. Now I do, and I'm really grateful for that.
Ela disse que o que você perguntou qual que era, né, essa Lena que ela tinha descoberto. Ela falou que é o que você está vendo na sua frente, que é o que você viu ontem no show. Que para ela passou por esse processo de sair da T.a.T.U. e começar essa carreira solo, que ela sentiu muito medo, mas que ela tem se desenvolvido enquanto artista, e que na época que ela estava no alto, ela não valorizava isso, né? E agora de baixo ela está indo passo a passo, está valorizando mais. Ela realmente prefere, por exemplo, hoje uma plateia de 500, 600 fãs do que 700, 800 fãs, do que 5 mil, entendeu? Porque antes ela não valorizava, hoje ela consegue valorizar isso. Porque com a T.a.T.U. foi muito rápido tudo, né? Praticamente ela acordou famosa, e isso é uma coisa que bagunça um pouco a mente, né? Ela até brincou que na época não tem um banheiro de ouro, hotel, então eu não quero ficar aqui, né? Isso bagunça um pouco, mexe com a cabeça, mas que agora ela está feliz por estar tendo esse passo a passo dela enquanto artista, enquanto pessoa.
And I found the love of my life. So now I am happy as an artist and as a woman.
E ela está feliz como mulher, como artista e como mulher.
Lena, you're so beautiful. You're so cute.
I remember your blue hair.
Tá, eu falo em português, como é fácil. Eu queria fazer uma pergunta boba, porque eu queria saber se ela se incomoda de, assim, ela chegar nos lugares tipo América Latina e tal, e chamar ela de Lena Katina e não de Lena Katina, se isso incomoda ela.
Or when they say Lena, not Lena.
You know, I pretty much got it. Yeah. No, well, I mean, I'm always joking about it. You know, when somebody pronounces my name wrong, I always like, oh, I'm Lena, not Lena, and I'm Katina, not Katina, or whatever. But like realistically, I don't really care because, you know, I mean, different countries, different pronunciations, and even if I would kill myself, they would still say Lena Katina. Like abroad, you know, in America or anywhere else. So that's just how they pronounce it. So, I mean, whatever.
Ela falou que ela brinca, né? Que ela não gosta, ela brinca que ela corrigindo o pessoal, mas que para ela não se importa. Isso aí é uma coisa que são diferentes países, diferentes formas de pronúncia, então ela lida bem com isso.
Só queria saber se para ela foi difícil ou como é que foi tirar as fotos para a revista, essa revista Maxim que ela saiu
because you were like almost new.
No, it wasn't hard. Well, I have a beautiful body. And why not showing it? Even but you know, the main parts were closed, so I don't want to do like nude pictures. I think this is something I don't want to do at all. Only if like you can't really like see the important parts. Important parts. But I mean, I am happy with this Maxim shoot because I think it looks beautiful. And when we were discussing with the editor of Maxim magazine what kind of shoot we would like to have, and I was going through different pictures of different artists and different women who did that, and then I was like, I really like the wet ones. But it was super hard. Like I was literally standing in a pool under the shower for like 9 hours. And they always put the water on you. First of all, it's like, you know, it's a room with a little bit of a pool, like this high, something, and then it's like a shower, but through the whole ceiling. So the water constantly dropping. And then they use another showers, and then, you know, with the laying down pictures where there is kind of a wave behind me, they would I lay down, and at the same time you should not close your eyes because he's taking a picture while they're putting this water on you with something. And I was like, I can't look into the camera because as soon as the water goes into me, you do this, you know? And I was like, no, don't close your eyes. So, I mean, it was long, it was exhausting, but I am happy with the result. And, I mean, I'm an artist, and this is another part of art. I look at it as an art, you know, because it's also an art to take a good picture, like to find a good pose, which I had like an instructor for the pose, because there are, as I discovered, so many things in taking nude pictures. Like you gotta stand in a certain way, you need to put your butt back, and then to do this, and then it's like your body hurts after that, but it looks good. But then when you stand there for 15 minutes in the same position, or you lay down in a certain position, and then you need to make sure that your belly is not sticking out, so you're gonna need to pull it in, this pull out, because you need to have a nice butt on the picture, and then here so the cleavage is right. So I mean, there's so many things, and it was quite interesting.
Ela falou que, bom, primeiro ela brincou que ela tem um corpo muito bonito, então por que não mostrar, né? Ela falou que não foi difícil, que ela ficou muito feliz porque o resultado ficou bom, mas que foi um pouco difícil a parte de ficar 9 horas no chuveiro e eles colocando cada vez mais água e jogavam a água nela e ela não podia fechar os olhos. Foi muito cansativo, mas o resultado ficou muito bom e ela, como artista, ela sente que isso é uma parte da arte, então é alguma coisa que, apesar de ser difícil, porque a posição nunca é aquela posição boa, tem que, estufa, prende a barriga, empina mais no bumbum, e ficar por 15 minutos assim, no começo é tranquilo, mas 15 minutos assim é bem difícil. Mas que basicamente ela gostou do resultado, ela achou que foi um resultado bonito, eu gosto bastante das fotos.
Primeiro eu queria falar que há muito tempo eles fazem parte da nossa vida e graças a eles a gente conseguiu conhecer vários amigos. Então eu gostaria de saber se eles fizeram, na fama, eles fizeram amigos de verdade e se também se eles conseguiram conhecer pessoas famosas que eles mesmos admiravam.
You say that being a fan, they knew a lot of other fans and make a friendship, and here asking is asking if you made friends with this fan, and if you knew some kind of other famous people.
I can't say I made any friends because, well, in 90% of the situation, when you are super famous and successful, people want your success and fame, not you. That's why I would say that my real friends, they were before I got there. Like basically I have 3 best girlfriends and all of them are since like one of them I know since I was 5, we were going to the music school together. The other one is my classmate since second grade, first and second grade. We were together studying, and then she went back to Prague, I think, for her parents working, and she came back in 7th grade, so we became friends again. And the other, which is one of my very best, so I have 3 best and 1 very best. So the very best came to the school in 9th grade. I was exactly like 13 years old, and we became really good friends like since day 1. It's nice to, you probably know her. Her daughter is my goddaughter, and then all this, you know, it all was happening on their watch, and I am really grateful to have them because they were there when, you know, I started doing this. They were like, why are you watching at other people like you're better than them? Why do you think that? Just because you're on TV? Bullshit. Come down back to earth. You know? And they were honest, and that wasn't pretty. That wasn't the best thing that I could hear or something I wanted to hear. But they were always honest, and they were with me in good times and bad times, any times. People who came during the fame and during the success, they come and go. And I have this barrier because, well, first of all, I feel people. I feel what they think about you. And if I see that a person is here not because he likes me very much or he's interested or she's interested in me as a personality, but to party, to meet other people through me, like basically using you, you know? I'm okay with that, but I'm not gonna open up. I always have this, you know, a wall. I would open up like this, you know? But for my really good friends, like my band are my friends, like I would be, they know me like totally, 100%. They know when I'm in a good mood, in a bad mood, when I'm PMSing, when I'm MSing, when I'm like after MSing, and like they know everything about me. They feel me, they know me, they understand me. And if I'm having a bad day, they would be there. If I'm getting like super high, they will be there too. And they would, the most important thing, because when you're going through difficult times, a lot of people will try to help you out just because they want to feel sorry for you, like, oh yeah, and then but it's easier to feel sorry for somebody than to be honestly happy for somebody's success. That's where envy comes. That's where, like, when you become like, why she's getting this and I don't. Like, I want this too, and I think, you know, that type of things. So I'm very, very lucky and happy to have true friends by my side because they are truly happy for me and they truly sorry for me if something goes wrong. But they are before the fact, before that.
Ela diz que, infelizmente, com sucesso com a fama, 90% das pessoas que chegam até ela são pessoas que estão interessadas no sucesso e na fama dela. Que ela tem três assim, melhores amigas que vieram antes da fama. Uma delas quando ela tinha em torno de 5 anos, outra que ela conheceu no colégio, as outras duas, na verdade, ela conheceu no colégio, na escola, né? Sendo que a melhor amiga dela, ela conhece desde os 13 anos, e são amigos para os bons e para os maus momentos. São aquelas pessoas que realmente chegam para ela e falam quando ela está errada, quando ela começou a ficar um pouco metida, que falaram, só porque você está na TV, você acha que você pode achar que as pessoas são assim? Não, volta para o mundo real, volta para a realidade. E ela falou que ela tem uma barreira, um muro que ela construiu, porque ela sente as pessoas, ela consegue identificar as pessoas que chegam até ela buscando algum tipo de privilégio ou vantagem. Se querem ir para festa, se querem usar ela para alguma coisa, que ela abre só um pouquinho, mas que ela é sortuda, ela se considera sortuda e feliz por ter esses amigos que ela tem e que são amigos que vieram antes da fama dela.
Well, it's actually my band is during the fame time.
E a banda também é
But they're on the other side.
Primeiramente, gostaria de agradecer o show de ontem também, foi maravilhoso. Gostaria de saber se tem mais alguma comida do Brasil que ela gostaria de imitar.
First of all, she wants to say thank you for the concert last night, and if you have some kind of food, Brazilian food that you want to try.
Well, I tried this ice cream, Yeah, I tried that. I'm very tricky with food. That's where I'm spoiled. I'm like really, but I had some great steak, and I had yesterday we had sushi, which is not Brazilian, very Brazilian sushi.
But ours the best sushi ever, like in the world. Ours the best sushi, the best pizza, best everything.
Here?
Yeah, they usually say that.
I must disagree with you on sushi, because for me the best sushi is in Japan.
Never went there to know that.
Yeah, no, it was amazing, super great, but it was, yes, very special, but you know, sushi, I'm a big fan of Japanese kitchen, I'm a fan of sushi, so when I go to Japan, this is just like mind-blowing. Like, I can't eat already and I can't stop too, because it's so good. But yeah, we had like a great dinner. I believe I did not try, well, I know you guys use a lot of beans, and I'm not very good with beans.
You mean feijoada?
Huh?
You mean feijoada?
Beans.
Feijão.
Yeah, but I do love meat, and I know that steaks are also like something very popular in Brazil, so I love steaks.
What else should we try?
Yeah, what else should we try?
Caipirinha.
Caipirinha.
Of course.
Lemon, cachaça, yeah.
Vodka.
One with tequila? Oh, yeah, they offered us yesterday. Okay. Maybe after this meeting. Cancel the photo shoot, we're going to drink. Okay.
Dessert, chocolate, cheese balls, Brazilian cheese balls.
I think we tried them. No, you know what I want to try? Something like you call rain cake. I just seen it on TV. I've seen it on TV. Yeah, they were saying that, no, it's actually interesting. Remember the story? They were saying that when it was rainy, and people couldn't go and work in the field, and they always have a lot of kids, so they had to keep them busy. So they came up with this like cake, and they call it rain cake. And it's I want to try that. Is it good?
Yes. Where do we find it?
Find it.
Eu vou mandar a receita.
It's like with cinnamon.
Yeah, with cinnamon and sugar and
yes, it's amazing.
It's a very homemade meal. It's hard to find actually. You need someone to cook that for you.
Okay, well the next time
It's something your grandmother made.
I come here and somebody cook me that.
Yes. I'll ask my grandmother.
Okay.
Lana pode
Just
grade.
maybe, I want to try that.
A minha pergunta seria com relação à carreira solo dela. Depois de todo esse tempo que ela trabalhou sozinha, passou por alguns problemas trabalhando sozinha, de forma independente, um momento muito marcante para ela, que ela teve nesse momento da carreira solo. Depois eu gostaria de
Queria saber qual foi o momento
marcante para ela como artista e um momento marcante como Lena, como pessoa.
She's asking about some kind of important moment on your solo career, and also during this time as a person, not only as an artist, but as a person too.
Well, for me, the very important moment as a person was definitely this year wedding. It was something very big for me and very valuable and important. And as far as an artist, I don't think I got the most important moment in my career yet. But at this point, at this stage, I think every single step is very important. Like I'm here right now, it is very important. I will go to LA for one day and we'll do something important there too. I will release an album, it will be important. I released a video and a new single that was very important too. And it's like every single step. You can't say that something is unimportant because everything is important. It's like we have to say there's nothing like more important or bigger than little things, because that's how it's like a puzzle, If you want to get the picture, you need to get it right, and you need to put every single little piece into its own place. So life is a puzzle, and a career is a puzzle too. So every single piece is important. If it's damaged, or if the color, or if you place it in the wrong position, you're not going to get the whole picture.
Ela falou que pessoalmente foi o casamento e como artista que ela ainda não teve esse momento. E para ela cada single, essa vinda para o Brasil, por exemplo, cada passo do single, cada pequena parte do lançamento de um single, do trabalho de um single, é muito importante para ela. Ela tem para ela que assim, nada é mais importante do que as pequenas coisas, os pequenos detalhes. E para ela isso, o passo de cada música que ela lança é o que ela considera mais importante hoje.
Well, at first, I think, as you said before, this feeling of when someone is a great person, not about the fame, but when we see the fans or even an artist, we feel like this person is a good person, is a cute person as it exists. I think we feel this here, and that's why we are here today. And about the same stuff, many of us here know each other for a long time. Thanks to you and T.a.T.U. And here we have friendship, enemies, relationships, and I think it's all great. And you, as an artist, what about you feel of it as the kind of power you have with the music or with a word, you can change their lives, or isn't necessarily something you thought before, but you feel worried, you feel surprised, glad. How is it to you?
Of course, I'm very happy when something like that happens. I don't know, like a lot of personal stories, like a lot of them I don't know. But there are several fans who are communicating all the time, and for me, the big thing was, of course, Anneke and Adette's wedding, because they met each other also by, loving T.a.T.U. and listening to our songs and becoming our fans. That's how they met, and now they're married. And it's wonderful when people can find their soulmate, good friends, even the enemies. If we wouldn't know what is bad, then how we would know that something is good? So, I mean, it is a relationship, and I am very happy when I see something like Fernanda, I don't know if you know her, where she's from? Mexico City. She was coming to Moscow, and then she didn't know anything, and she didn't know how to come to the show, and then I reach out to my fan club in Moscow, say hey guys, help out, and they do. They find a place to stay for each other. If somebody comes from a different city or different country, and they do the same for each other. Like for instance, my Russian fans would come over to Europe, and then European fans would help them out. So I think it's amazing when people have their own interest, and then they build a relationship around this interest. It's not like you're just meeting and listening to the songs like this. You're talking, you're making events, like you're going out, you're going camping. And yes, there is T.a.T.U. music on the background, but it's also personal communication, and definitely T.a.T.U. wouldn't be the only topic you discuss. And that's amazing, That's amazing. We connect people.
Right here we have.
Not yet.
We have 10 years. We have people here that know each other for 10 years. People that are almost married. We have all this. And as I told you yesterday, when we fans are together in front of the idol, we have many questions and many things to say and histories that we hear to thank them, or just to make you know how important you have been even so far.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you very much, because I exist because of you. If I didn't have any fans, there would be no artist Lena Katina.
Ela disse que é muito legal ver isso, porque ela não conhece os detalhes do relacionamento entre os fãs, mas que ela contou de um caso de um casal que realmente se casou e foi meio que através da T.a.T.U, ouvindo a mesma música, etc. Um interesse bem conjunto. E ela contou também de uma fã do México que foi até a Rússia e, assim, sem conhecer absolutamente nada, ela pediu para o pessoal do fã-clube dela dar todo o suporte para eles, deram realmente o suporte, e ela faz questão de poder criar essa interação quando os fãs realmente precisam, porque arrumaram um lugar para ela ficar, etc. Mas que ela fica alegre com isso e agradecer.
I'm shaking, my head is cold.
My hands are cold too. I'm not shaking though.
And my heart is faster than ever. I used to think that impossible.
Don't get a heart attack.
Wait.
Wait, I will.
I used to think that dreams, impossible ones, could not come true. And now I'm just living one. And then by this day, after this day, I will believe more in dreams. I know they can come true. Your dream come true. And Wait, just...
No heart attack. No dying here, please.
No, I die in my dream.
That's a bad dream.
So, you, Lena, what are your dreams?
Oh, I have a lot of different dreams. I want to get a Grammy. That's and a golden toilet. So I want to get a Grammy. I want to become successful artist whose song would be meaningful and help other people. I want to have kids. I want to become a mom, a good one. So I guess I would have to travel with a baby all over the world because you know, I dream about health. I dream about other people being happy, and you know, I have some not very close people, but the people who I know, they are either sick or like one of the persons are dying from cancer right now, like slowly dying. There is nothing what can help him. So I dream that doctors would discover a cure for cancer. I dream that people would be more kind, would smile more, especially in like Moscow and Russia, because there are a lot of people in, well, we are a cold country, so everybody's like, whoa, like that. So I dream that people would take care more about the others. I mean, it's all something like that, you know. But you know what I can tell you? Like sometimes we dream about certain things to happen with us, right? So what I realized is that if they're not happening, it means that it's not supposed to. It means that it's going to be worse for you. Because if you're like, wish for something badly, like super badly, like I want to, I don't know, get $1 million. And then I would hear some phrases like, oh my God, God is bad because he's not sending me like $1 million and I pray for it every day. And maybe he's just laying on the couch every day and waiting for this $1 million to fall on him, you know, or some rich relative who died, you know. So, and then if you would get this $1 million, then he would probably become a moron or spend it in like 2 days. So if we don't get exactly what we wish for, it's like, you know, there is expression, be afraid of your wishes, they might come true. So it's not like it's not gonna happen or your dreams are not coming true. It's because you don't need this, and somebody there knows better what you need, what you don't. Maybe you need to look into some other path. And yeah, that's what I did, because I was in a depression after T.a.T.U. broke up, and I was like, oh my God, my life is over. And then I found a new path, and I'm here now, and I'm happy. I look happy, right?
Yes.
And you?
I'd like to thank you for being in my life during 10 years. Yesterday was exactly 10 years.
Oh wow.
I remember because last week was my birthday. And the
Happy
date
birthday.
is very close, and I connect the dates. And now I know 10 years waiting, 10 years listen, 10 years thinking of you, thinking of the two. And now I just want to thank you.
Say some dreams come true.
Thank you.
I hope it's not going to become a nightmare.
Now I want to go to Russia.
Oh, that's a good dream.
I want to go to Russia.
It's a cold dream, don't go in winter. Don't go winter time. I mean, if you're dreaming of seeing snow, probably yes, but I would advise you not to go.
On spring.
Spring is also tricky, probably. You know, Moscow is not a city with always good weather. Yeah.
normally we have bullshit weather, like gray sky. That's why people are like that. Gray sky, cold, like. So summer is definitely nicer. And actually, Fernanda, what I told the fan, she came over to Moscow. She was asking me where she should go, what she should see, and she went and she got this tour. It's called Golden Ring Tour. There are different Russian cities around Moscow. Because Moscow is very separate, very different from everything else. Like to go to Moscow, you can't say I've been to Russia. No. So there's a Golden Ring Tour. Cities like Suzdal and Yaroslavl and like a lot of amazing, beautiful, historically important, interesting architecture-wise places. St. Petersburg, of course, definitely too. Where you can go and where you can really experience what Russian soul is. The people are more kind, they're more kind of down to earth, more simple, and that's a good tour to take. So if you go, keep this in mind. Yes, sir.
Ela disse que ela tem muitos sonhos, mas que o primeiro que ela citou é o ganhar um Grammy. E aí o Ivan até brincou, e o banheiro dourado. Mas que ela quer ter o sucesso, quer ter, assim, um dos sonhos dela é ser reconhecida, ter esse sucesso, ajudar crianças e também ter uma. E, por exemplo, também, por exemplo, coisas como, por exemplo, o câncer, os médicos arrumarem uma cura para o câncer, ver as pessoas mais sorridentes, ainda mais porque ela mora num país frio, as pessoas são muito sérias e fechadas, que ela quer mais as pessoas se preocupando com outras pessoas mesmo. E ela citou a questão também de que não querer desejar assim, muitas coisas, você não sabe lidar como, né? Por exemplo, pedir $1 milhão, ficar pedindo $1 milhão para Deus e aí só que ficar no sofá só esperando que caia $1 milhão, porque isso não vai acontecer. E também Deus não daria $1 milhão para uma pessoa gastar em 2 dias. Então, ela teve, logo depois que ela quebrou, né, que eles quebraram a T.a.T.U, acabou, ela teve depressão e ela superou isso desse ponto de vista.
That was long.
Bom, também quero agradecer por ontem, estou nervosa também, estou muito contente, é um prazer enorme conhecer, é um sonho que eu estou realizando e queria saber se tem algum DVD para ser lançado.
First of all, she wants to say thank you for last night, and she asked if you have some DVD to be released soon.
DVD?
Yeah.
Yeah, we will release a DVD from Cologne Fan Weekend.
No CD. We didn't film it.
No. Why did I think
I
that?
don't know. Did you see a camera other than all these phones? No.
Ela falou que ia lançar o DVD de Colônia, mas ele falou não tinha câmera lá.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
do Brasil agora.
CD. But
CD.
it will be a live CD from recorded from the show. So it's going to be a live CD show.
Ela vai lançar um CD live, ao vivo do show.
Já comprei.
No, it's CDs. Later.
Mais tarde.
Eu gostaria de saber quais mudanças ocorreram na vida dela após o casamento e se essas mudanças foram repentinas ou foi algo planejado.
What changes in your life after wedding, and if you plan these changes or just happened usually?
After the wedding?
Yes.
No changes. Basically, I just feel it's like, being married is a status, like a certain status. And then when we would go out, he would say like, hey, this is my girlfriend. Girlfriend's like, yeah, well, girlfriend is girlfriend. Today is this girlfriend, another one. And now we go like, yes, and this is my wife. And then it sounds absolutely different, and I'm like, yeah. So it's basically, it's just inside feeling. I just feel, I calm down, this is something I wanted to do with the right person, of course, and then, I met this right person, and then I don't see the reason why not get married, if basically you want and you're ready to spend your life together.
Ela disse que assim, basicamente não teve mudança nenhuma. O que mudou foi a forma de apresentação, que antes se apresentava como namorado e agora é esposa. E que assim, não teve mudança e que se ela realmente assim, ela viu que ela encontrou a pessoa certa, falou por que não casar com a pessoa, afinal é a pessoa certa para mim.
Can you understand my English, okay?
I guess so.
I don't even have a question. I just want to say that you've been in my life for so long, for more than 10 years, since I was like 12, and I discovered T.a.T.U, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. And in various periods of my life, you were there, and I just want to say thank you for all the inspiring songs, and it's just a dream come true, like my childhood dream to meet you. And you're so charming, both of you actually, you're so charming and adorable. And I just want to say thank you for all of this.
Thank you. It's very important to hear that, because I really like when I get a lot of letters that like we helped out to go through difficulties, to go through certain things. Like my favorite one of my favorites probably would be the letter which we received from one guy who just released with T.a.T.U White Robe, the video, White Robe, really classic. And we received a letter that the guy had a girlfriend, and she was pregnant and she wanted to do an abortion. And he was so angry about it, so he was trying to talk her out of it. He showed her our video and explained the idea behind this video and how bad it is basically. And then in a few months, he saw her with a belly, so she didn't do an abortion. So maybe we saved somebody's life.
And I just want to say as well that you were like my first girl crush ever. But I was like 12, 13.
Well, thank you. It means a lot. Well, now you can talk. You're like unstoppable.
Como eu fiquei conhecido bastante pelo garoto da carta, que toda oportunidade que eu tinha eu tentava entregar para ela, tentava falar com ela, conversar, eu acho melhor mudar minha pergunta e não fazer a mesma de sempre. Então, trazer um pouquinho mais para a cidade de São Paulo, o que ela mais gostou, se ela foi em algum ponto turístico, se ela, por exemplo, a Avenida Paulista, Parque de Ibirapuera, centro de São Paulo, se ela gostou, se ela quer visitar algum lugar, mas que não vai dar tempo.
This question is about São Paulo, the city. If you visited some kind of tourist place, tourist point here, or if you want to do this.
Well, we would love to see the city, but so far we didn't have a chance because we always have some things to do. Like this is not the only event for me today. Like later I'm going to have a photo shoot, and tomorrow I have some interviews and also photo shoots and stuff. So I'm here basically for work. If you can call this work, it's more fun of work. But if I have time somewhere, I always like to go and sightseeing. I like new cities, so maybe if you can advise us to see something.
Ela falou que não, ela não conseguiu ver nenhum lugar, mas que é porque ela está vindo basicamente para trabalho, ela não teve só o show, ela tem algumas entrevistas, mais tarde ela tem uma sessão de fotos. Mas ela perguntou se talvez você pode recomendar algum lugar para lá.
Parque do Ibirapuera. Ibirapuera Park.
Park. Yeah, it's a park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody told us about it yesterday.
I can.
No, I think Junior told us.
That's right. What's so special about the park?
It's a beautiful green area, a lake.
Oh, nice.
It's the biggest park in Latin America.
Yeah.
And maybe Avenida Paulista also. It's
Yeah,
like
there.
the main avenue of the city.
On the big street there.
Yeah, we drove.
And but you have to walk, it's just amazing.
Yes.
Very close.
Yeah, no,
All the drivers go in circles.
yeah, I think Brazil is a champion for one-way streets. Like, to get to here, when you need to go just straight and right, and you're here, you need to go straight and then left, and then right again, and then right and then left, and then oh.
Na verdade é porque ela está falando isso porque uma motorista se perdeu ontem, então volta com ela. Porque ela falou que o Brasil deve ser campeão em ruas de uma mão única, né? Porque sempre quando tentava entrar aqui na rua do hotel não dava certo, então tinha que ir.
GPS.
GPS. Maybe next time.
Google Maps. Yeah.
And we were looking at it, the driver was making all these circles.
Yeah, we're like, why he's doing those circles? The hotel is like right here. Like, no, it's a one-way street. It's like, it's like labyrinth.
Eu queria dizer que foi o maior prazer da minha vida, de ver elas tão perto, é muito linda, parece uma boneca. E qual foi a sensação dela ao ver o pessoal ontem pedindo músicas em russo?
You say first that you was the biggest pleasure in his life to be in front of you, that you were so beautiful, you were like a doll. And what was your sensation, what your feeling about when the people last night asked about a song in Russian?
Well, I was surprised in a good way, because it's always just...
E aí quando ela viu que começaram a pedir, viu que todo mundo estava cantando isso, ela falou, nossa, vocês realmente sabem a letra em russo, que não é uma coisa muito comum.
Well, also, Alejandro, so I might be crumbling on my English, but, well, first of all, I would like to thank you for the show of yesterday. It was just amazing. I'm not sure if you remember, but I was right on the first line, and it was very special
and you took your
for me
shirt
because
off.
of that. I didn't take my shirt off.
It
wasn't me. It wasn't
Oh.
me. But,
Well, somebody who looked...
Yes, it was near me, like two guys.
Okay.
But and it was just amazing, especially because you played my favorite one, which was Something I've Said. And I'm not sure if you remember, but I suggested
you said that you should
next
say...
single.
Yeah. Okay, now I remember, yeah.
Okay, so just thank you very much for that. And my question is a little bit more concrete. You have said that the album involves a whole process, a lot of people working on it, because you have the artwork, this kind of stuff. And I would like to know if you already have a title for the album, and if you have a concept, because all the songs have different subjects, so it might be a little difficult to connect them and make them all as a concept. But if you have a title, maybe artwork for the cover, ideas for the booklet, or something like that.
We have already a lot of ideas for the booklet, and we have a great designer working on it. So he's basically doing our latest artwork. He came up with a new logo, which we all really liked. And around this logo, it will be kind of in that type of style. It will represent me. We had a big discussion with this guy about how I want to come across, because I really want the artwork represent who I am, right? So like he's working on it already, and we're just choosing different pictures and what actually will be in a booklet. I've already actually started writing thank yous for the city.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it on my phone and notes. And as far as songs, it was my concern, like all of our concerns, that songs are different stylistically too, and it's not about like, well, the meaning should be different. It's not like you're gonna release an album and sing about, well, this is the first song, I love you and you don't, and then you love me and I don't, and then and the third one, we both love each other but we can't be together, and then you're married. It's always different topics, but somehow when you put the songs together, they work. And I think nowadays,
you don't really need like to work in only one style. Like they need to discover and explore different things. And if today I feel like a rock ballad, I'm gonna sit down with the guys and write a rock ballad. If tomorrow I will be super happy or super angry, I would do something like other songs, like IRS is like Bad Day, but it's fun song, but it's about bad day. Then Just a Day. You know, it's just a day. It's like just take a break. You know, you can. Oh, welcome. When you are actually just, you know, you need to take a break and something to calm yourself down. It's like we call it like a great road trip song because it's not. You don't really like. You can listen to the lyrics, but you don't really. It's all me, because you know. Every person, we're not like this, we're like this. So we have different features of character, and we have different life situations, and we have different mood changes. So each song represents still me, but different stories. And depending on the story, comes the style.
And just the album title, maybe?
I didn't think about it yet, but I think that, well, maybe you lift me up with the good title, because basically this is one of the main ones and the main idea for me, because you guys support me so much that, you know, it's always about fans, always, because if we have fans, we exist. So maybe for the first album, it will be a good thing, but we did not decide on anything yet.
Okay, thank you very much. And in case you would like to know, because it might be interesting, my name is Ivan.
Oh, Russian name.
Russian name, yeah. Thank you very much.
Ele perguntou se ela estava trabalhando no encarte, na capa do CD, no título, e ela respondeu que já está trabalhando no encarte, com um ótimo design, já estão escolhendo as fotos no encarte. Sobre as músicas, ela falou que as músicas são diferentes, que não são músicas só que falam sobre a mesma coisa, de eu amo ela, mas ela não me ama, ele me ama e eu não amo ele. Mas que quando você coloca essas músicas juntas, essas músicas funcionam bem, porque é um CD, é um álbum interessante para ser ouvido em qualquer momento que você esteja, seja num bom momento, num mau momento, que o título ainda não está definido, né? Eles ainda estão pensando na questão de título.
Hi Lena, first I want to say that it's so good to be here today, because yesterday is all a blur to me. And my question is, we often see that you, during 10 years, you have grown so much both as an artist and a person. But do you miss anything from the 10 years younger Lena? And if there is anything, what it is and why?
Well, definitely I miss my fate. I wouldn't mind to get rid of some wrinkles I got in the past 10 years, like I was before, but I definitely don't want to change anything in this trip, because I was growing up, I was developing, and I just wish I had today's brain back then. I could have done some things differently. But, you know, from the other side, it's all experience. So through the mistakes, you understand what is good, what is not, what works for you, what doesn't. So I would say that, yeah, youth I do. And maybe some more of joy, because I kind of, you know, after the show we would normally go and party. Like today's Lena will go and sleep. You know? So,
Be a little less responsible, maybe.
Oh, a lot less responsible. That's why I'm saying that I want to have my brain, like today's brain back there, like to know and to have things. I don't want to get younger. No, I don't want to go back into that age, but there are definitely certain things I miss about it. But they will never come back, so I would better get over it and find amazing things about this age. So I'm going to be 30, and then there will be another things when I will be 40, and then 50, and then I'll die. So.
Thank you.
Ela falou que a coisa que mais mudou nela, possivelmente foi, primeiro foi o rosto, né? Ela não, há 10 anos atrás ela não tinha as rugas que ela tem. E que, em segundo lugar, a mente, ela queria muito ter a mente que ela tem hoje, há 10 anos atrás. Também a energia, né? Por exemplo, depois do show ela ia para as baladas, ia se divertir, e hoje ela definitivamente vai dormir. E só isso.
Bom, eu quero saber, musicalmente falando, que estilo ela quer seguir no CD e quais as inspirações dela, musicalmente falando.
Two questions. What kind of style do you want to apply on this album? And que estilos são preferências?
Isso, de música. E as inspirações.
What kind of music inspires you?
A lot of different music inspires me. Like, mostly I listen to the radio. Mostly to the rock radios. As far as style, as I said before, it will be different styles, but I can't even, it's more or less it will be pop rock, but there will be definitely different songs, and we did we have the song from 50s, and then we have super dark rock ballads like The Beast, and then we have something like Wake Me Up and Just a Day and World, and they're all different, but I have the same band playing on them, so I don't know, but pop rock I would say, it's very generally speaking.
De modo geral seria mesmo pop rock, que mas tem diferentes estilos, mas de maneira geral seria o pop rock, seria a melhor referência de
nome de artista que inspira ela.
Some artist name that you want to say?
Well, I definitely like Pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Katy Perry. I like Imaginary Dragons. I like the last thing from Avicii. It's not rock, but it's nice. I like it. And it depends. Sometimes I listen to Beatles and Michael Jackson, and my favorite Roxette, of course. Can't go anywhere without them. But sometimes Madonna, sometimes U2, sometimes Muse, sometimes Depeche Mode, sometimes, it all really depends. And sometimes I don't listen to anything because I just want to listen to the silence.
Tá, do momento que você começou a sua carreira solo, você já lançou músicas maravilhosas, incríveis, como World, que até senti muita falta hoje. Mas assim, você também tem músicas solos bastante legais, lançadas antes da carreira solo, como I Miss You e I Know. Será que algum dia a gente vai ouvir essas músicas ao vivo?
Before the solo career, you have great songs, big songs, beautiful, and if someday we can listen these songs.
To my own songs?
Yeah.
To T.a.T.U songs?
No, those old demos from T.a.T.U.
I Miss You and You Know. No, I don't listen to them. Well, those are the songs from well, those are of
remember
others.
that one?
Yeah, I remember, yes.
Yes,
That's
yes.
from the other artist. Galoyan sold them to another Russian artist, and that's their song. So, I mean, why? They're good songs, but those are not mine.
Yeah. We were joking dela.
we were joking because yesterday you gave an interview to Mix TV, and one fan asked you about the song called You, and you said, there's no song called You. So she was in our community. She doesn't know that song, she has sang that. It doesn't exist. It's because sometimes it's called I Miss You.
You know how many demos I sang in my life?
It was very funny because she couldn't believe that. She was really frustrated.
Yeah, well, because eventually it didn't become my song. So I know all my songs, I know T.a.T.U songs, but demos I forget. Why keep them in my mind? It's absolutely unnecessary. I would rather put in my mind something important.
It just became a joke between us.
You? You who?
The song.
I don't know the song. Well, it's not you, it's I miss you. So, it's not you. If you would say I miss you, then maybe I wouldn't remember.
Oh. Poser.
Yeah. Who else? They're like, we're just here to hang out, you know. Yeah.
Well, let's
see, like, who else has
let's turn this
questions?
around and let's let every one of you tell us your favorite Lena song.
Oh, yeah.
Para cada de vocês falarem a música preferida de vocês, a música dela preferida de vocês.
I like Stay.
Yeah, me too.
Who I Am, Never Forget.
I don't know any songs of yours.
Mine are Stay and Never Forget. They are so Jag var drag, and other things to say.
Never Forget, Stay, Wait, Who I Am.
So not cool.
So the Beast. Oh,
The
yeah,
Beast.
Never
Good
forget.
morning.
The Beast. I love this song. Finally! I love that song. Waiting and Lost in His Dance.
Wait. I like World.
Oh.
Yes.
Kind of difficult, but I think Never Forget the Lost in His Dance. And others about it too. Never Forget the cage because it's really connected with the history we have. So it has a superpower. And I like very much the featuring you did with Better It has a great energy and there was some very beautiful.
Just a day and everything else.
Never forget to stars, all the things you say, favorites. Todas.
Quem for querer alguma coisa para autografar, já deixa ela preparada já.
Várias.
So,
We didn't talk a lot. I just want to hear a little bit about Sam. He didn't talk a lot.